I am so excited to be here. This whole retreat has been amazing. I did not catch yesterday live, but I did watch a lot of the replays and got some really good stuff. So you guys are super lucky for that John has put this on, that literally I am just so excited to be here. So my name is Nicole Kistner. I'm 45 years old. I've been doing direct sales for 10 years. I have been married for almost 16 years. That just seems mind-blowing, right? That you do anything for any length of time, that's just weird, right? Because we tend to jump and skip and do all the things, right? Together we have 7 kids, which is also kind of mind-blowing, but we only have 1 left at home. Praise Jesus, we made it. And so far, our easy one is the one that is left at home. I built insurance for an ophthalmology practice. I do not hate my job, but it does not fulfill passion in my life, which is why I do other things, right? It creates funds to do passionate things. My husband is a plumbing superintendent. We are just some really regular people that live in a very small town. We are about 45 minutes north of Kansas City in a little tiny town called Lawson, Missouri. 2,500 people, okay? So, why did I get picked for this, right? Why did I get picked? Can I just read you a couple things real quick? I have almost 4,000 friends on Facebook, and in addition to that, almost 7,000 people follow me. That seems like a lot, like 10,000 people, right? 500 subscribers on YouTube, which I don't even really do a whole lot on there anymore, but I really built it and I know how to build it, right? I have about 2,000 followers on Instagram. Instagram is not my favorite place in the world, but I do all my stories from there, so people follow me from there. And you guys, this is kind of huge. I mean, I feel like I might need to take a bow for this one. I don't know. 30,000 plus followers on TikTok, all built organically. How do we do that? How do we do that? I'm going to tell you a little bit of my backstory, okay? 10 years ago, my sister joined a direct sales company for the first time, and she was like, oh my gosh, you should do it with me. We do everything together, just so you know. We live in the same town. We raise kids together. We work together. We do everything together. And I said, no, it's not for me. I literally am the most introverted person you will ever meet. I am the shyest person you will ever meet. You see me in the Dollar General, and I'm probably going to try to avoid you. I am not seeing comments. Hold on. What do I have to do, John, to see the comments? I don't know. Well, hopefully they'll just pop up. But if not, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, I see you. Okay, Diana, I see your comment. Hi. Okay. Love my hair. Oh, thank you so much. I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. Hi, Nancy. Hi. So, she asked me to join, and I'm like, no. I don't want to. I don't sell. I don't do anything. Literally, as a child, I would hide behind my mom, and I would cry if people looked at me. That is my level of introvertedness, okay? So social selling is not going to act like I'm an idiot. Okay, I think I see the comments now, John, so I think I'm okay. I'm going to tell you about my hair soon, because I know everybody's going to love this hair. I lost my train of thought. You guys, I'm so squirrel. I feel like I shouldn't even read the comments, because then I'm going to get so distracted. But she asked me to join, and I said no. I'm not a salesy person. I'm just not that person, right? So we all are kind of like in the beginning, no, because we all start from nothing. I'm not sure tell me where you guys are kind of at in your journey. How long have you been doing any kind of social selling, whether it's been direct sales, network marketing, just affiliate marketing, any of that, right? Tell me how long you guys have been doing that, so I kind of know the crowd I'm talking to, all right? But I was like, no. But she said, but wait. We know. If you know, 4 years, congrats. But you can get this whole kit for super cheap. What? Wait. I can get a whole kit of stuff for super cheap? Okay. Sign me up. I'm going to do it. 6 years, that's incredible. 2020, that's incredible. 4 years, that's incredible. 7 years, John, yay. So I got my kit, and guess what I did with it? Nothing. Because I said I wasn't doing it. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not any of that, okay? I can't grow. I'm not the girl 10 years later with 40,000 followers on social media platforms. I am not that girl. Okay? I'm not that girl. And she says, I know. I just wanted you to get this kit, and it was a great deal. It was awesome, okay? I'm like, perfect. I went in active. I don't even care. I didn't even know what that even meant at that time. 24 years. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. And then 6 months later, guess what? They had a new kit. And my sister comes back at me and she's like, hey, you should get the new kit. And I'm like, I'm here for it because you know what? I don't have to do anything. I just get a whole bunch of stuff for really cheap. And I think I should probably preface this by saying it was a makeup company and I didn't wear makeup. So how my sister talked me into even buying a whole kit of makeup for cheap when I didn't even wear makeup, that's a good salesperson, okay? So kit number 2, I buy it. And then she's like, okay, hey, I got these lip stains and I don't really like them. You can have them. And I'm like, free stuff? This is better than a whole bunch of stuff for cheap, right? I tried these things and I love these things. She gave me like 2 of them. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are the greatest things I've ever seen in my whole life. Because you guys, I didn't wear lipstick. I didn't wear nothing. I didn't even wear chapstick. I was probably just dry, crusty lips everywhere, right? And I love these lip stains. And she said, well, they get you. They get you. We have this Fast Start program. If you talk about mascara and you just sell a few, you could get some free stuff because, you know, Fast Start. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I do love the lip stains and I am pretty broke. So maybe if I tell some people about some mascara and then I could get some free lip stains. I could do it. If you guys haven't already stalked my Facebook page, I posted today's post for y'all because I wanted to show you that very first selfie that I posted. I was so excited. Go look at it. I was so excited. Not yet. Don't get out of my live yet. After I'm done. But I was so excited, and that was the picture. It was like the worst angle, the worst lighting, the worst makeup job because y'all, I didn't do makeup. I didn't wear makeup. I did some skincare because I kind of knew the importance of that at a very young age, but I didn't do makeup. So I posted this incredibly terrible selfie and I got those lip stains, you guys. I got those lip stains. So I was actually pretty proud and I was pretty excited and I kind of said like, oh, I can make money doing this. So then I'm like, okay. Literally, I posted this really pretty picture of myself. I mean, I thought I was a knockout. I don't know. My mom said I was the prettiest girl in the world next to my sister, right? You used to watch me do makeup. I love that. I'm sorry for those first videos, but I love people who followed me then and loved me through all of my growth, okay? So what happened between that girl who posted that first selfie? I had less than 500 friends on Facebook. What happened with that girl who posted that terrible selfie to the girl now who's followed by over 40,000 people on all of my platforms? And I can post a picture looking like this today and everyone would just rave, right? And I don't say that to sound conceited, but it was growth and it was learning, okay? So there were 2 things. You know, when John said, can you talk on building organically? Well, I didn't do that. Well, of course I did that, right? We don't give ourselves enough credit first. Believe in yourself. And if you can't right now, go talk to John because he believes in you. You message me because I believe in you, right? I just had somebody message me. This is a true story. This is not part of my notes. Just right before I came on live, maybe 5-10 minutes, I had a girl message me and she said, and also I'm a super emotional person, so if I cry through this whole thing, just bear with me. You can cry with me. It's okay. She said, thank you so much for reminding me who I am. And that I could get back to that we aren't stuck in feeling defeated and like John mentioned, in that comparison game to everyone else. If I'm not where I want to be, that's okay, because I can still believe in myself. I got that message right before this, right? The most inspiring and motivational. Oh, you guys, that makes me feel so great. Okay, so 2 things that I think helped me build organically, because I never bought likes. I didn't do like follow things. I didn't do any of that. People just followed me because they wanted to. They friend requested me because I wanted to. And you guys, of those almost 4,000 friends that I have on Facebook, I delete daily. I delete daily and I add. Not even daily anymore, but I definitely delete. So it's probably less than what it probably once was, right? So 2 things. Education. And I know you've heard this before, but if you've heard something more than once from multiple different people, just know that you probably need to really drink that in, right? So education and consistency in my authentic self. Okay, it's not just about consistency, because you can be consistent, and I can see your consistency, but if it's not authentic, then it doesn't matter, and it's just a waste of your time. I'm gonna be real honest. Okay, so education. What do you know about your product? What do you know about your audience? What do you know about yourself? What do you know? Because if you know nothing, what do you have to offer, right? Okay, so during my first MLM company, I didn't wear makeup, remember? And I joined a makeup company, which is the most asinine thing I've ever heard of in my life, but we all do it, right? We join skincare companies that have never used skincare before, because maybe we're getting to that age of, 45, and we're like, maybe we need to reverse some of the damage that I've done to my skin by sitting out in the sun. I mean, I've always been an SPF person, but my sister hasn't been, so she's really combating all the things, and the idea that she didn't take off her makeup at night, even though I told her she was going to age 7 times faster. I told her all the things, and she didn't listen, and now she's having to really reel it back in, where I feel like my skin is maybe in a lot better shape because I've done it all along, right? So we all kind of start somewhere. Okay, so when I joined a makeup company, I didn't wear makeup, but they sent it all to me. Remember, I have 2 kids now, so I have some stuff. Plus, I earned all that fast start stuff, so I got even hundreds of dollars worth of more makeup. And what do I do with it? I mean, you're going to order all this skincare, right? What do you do with it? What do you do with it? You don't know, right? And what you don't know, you don't know. Okay? So what I did for me personally was I committed myself for 1 year, not a week, not a month, not a couple days, 1 year. 1 year I committed to watching a YouTube video every single day on a makeup product that I had in my bag. And I had 2 kits and a whole bunch of fast start stuff that I had bought, right? So 1 video a day for 1 year. You guys, that's commitment and that's consistency, okay? Because like Ashley said in John's last video, so many times she gave up on herself before she became successful because she didn't get successful quick enough, right? Well, I knew this was going to take some time because, 1, I had less than 500 friends. I lived in a town of 2,500, so I didn't know anybody. Y'all, I don't have a big group of friends. That 500 people is probably my family, and we all know that your best friends and your family aren't your biggest supporters. It's strangers from the internet that are. You guys, I've had the same best friend for 37 years, and I married her cousin. I don't need a whole bunch of extra people, right? Now, his family was already my family because I was in her family for 37 years, right? I don't want new people. I had to learn and grow out of that mindset. How did I do that? I did really hard things. If you think this is going to be quick, if you think this is going to be easy, just get off the live now, because this business is not for you. It's not quick. It's not easy. Okay? It's easy things done repeatedly, and then it works, but it's going to take work, right? So for 1 year, 1 full year, I watched a YouTube video every single day. Oh, look, I got a new bronzer. I don't even know what bronzer is. What do we do with it, right? Not quick, not easy. So I'm going to go and I'm going to search. Okay, so maybe with the skincare, because there's not tons of people doing YouTube videos, right? You're going to have to maybe search some other things, ingredients, what order things go in, things like that, right? So what I did in my makeup business was I watched a YouTube video. I paused it and I did it on one side. Maybe I did bronzer on one side, eyeshadow on one side, a lip look on one side, a wing liner on one side, my brows on one side. I did that. Whatever the one, I didn't do a whole face because that was overwhelming. And you guys, I didn't have all the equipment either, right? I bought this stick-on window thing, and because I needed natural lighting, right? They told me that was important. I put it on a window and I set my makeup product in the window seal and I stood there and I did my makeup. Okay. So I would do it on one side and then I would hit the live button and I would do it on the other side for the people. And I would even sometimes verbatim say the things that the video girl said. She said, put it in a 3. Okay. So I put it in a 3. If she said whatever, I kind of said that in my own words, of course, but I would say that and I would do that. And I was nervous and I broke out in hives the same way I am right now. Do you see this? This is nerves. This still isn't easy for me, right? We do all start somewhere. Microwave lesson does not have I love that phrase. But do you see how I am all hivey and red? My skin is generally not like this. It's me doing hard things, right? Even 10 years later, doing lives for 7 years every single day. There wasn't going to be a single person that like outdid me in lives. They were terrible. But I got better because I was educating myself constantly. So here's the flip side though to education. Don't spend all your time getting educated that you're not doing. Okay? So that's why I would do the makeup on one half and hit the live button and do it on the other side. Because if I only just ever watched videos, I would learn how to do it. But who else would know? Who else would learn that I was learning? Who was going to buy if I didn't teach them something, right? Because here's the thing with education. And you guys have such an amazing opportunity because Brittany and John are willing to do dual lives with you. You can, one, watch theirs and learn so much from them, right? But they're even willing to kind of do the talking and you just be there with them, right? Until you feel comfortable and can learn this, right? So here's the thing. I have tried some other products here recently, right? Like I tried these alfalfa pills, and I didn't really know what they did, but they seemed kind of interesting. So I got on Google because the website did have some information, but nothing that I thought would sell anything. So I got on Google, and I'm like, what does alfalfa do for the body? And it gave me all these reasons. And you guys, I have a terrible memory. Hearing Brittany talk about all of that, I am literally so inspired. You interviewed John and yours, it was amazing. Oh, I love that. I need to go back and watch it. Facebook doesn't show me any of the good stuff anymore. But so I have a terrible memory. I do not remember things, right? So if you're like that, write it down. Don't be afraid in a video, in your story, in your live, in whatever, to be like, yo, I just Googled what this ingredient is, and did you know that this does this, this, and this? Literally, look at the ingredients on your bottles. Look at the ingredients on the website. Google one of those and be like, oh my gosh, did you know it does all this? I didn't know it did all this, right? You can learn with your audience, right? Because do you think when I did those videos, half and half, that I was always good? No. I still to this day can't do a smoky eye. I've tried a lot and it looks like I get punched in the eye. It's just not great. You're a nervous wreck, but skincare is your passion. That's hilarious. And do you break out hives also? It's fine. But get educated. Because here's the thing is, if you don't sound like you know what you're talking about or that you care what you're talking about, no one's going to listen. Okay? You don't have to know everything. One thing at a time. One thing at a time, and repeat it over and over and over. With the company I'm with, I kind of have one of my favorite products. I talk about it a lot. I say the same things all the time. Repeat it all the time. Did you know it? What is it? It takes someone 20 some times to hear something to actually buy it. To 20 some times to see it on the internet to actually click the buy button. That's a lot. That isn't you get to tell them one time and hope someone buys from you. It doesn't work like that. Repeat the same things over and over and over and over. Talk about how much you love a moisturizer. Talk about why you love that moisturizer. Talk about the ingredients in that moisturizer. I know I've seen before and afters that y'all are posting. Post those. Post the same ones. Create an album in your phone. You guys seem, I don't want this to sound bad, but seem like you know what you're talking about. Because we don't always. But if we say it with confidence, people will believe it. Now, speak truth. If you don't like something, don't say you do. That's not what we're here about. I sell the most things. Brittany can tell you too. She sells the most things. When you say you don't like something, it's fine. 7 to 10 times before interest. Okay, that's what it is. I thought it was like 20, but it's 7 to 10. That's still a lot, right? Yes, fake it till you make it. Have your notes. Read your notes. They don't care. They want you to know that you've done some research, that you're not just doing whatever. So if you are reading it, that's okay, okay? But be educated on whatever it is and keep learning, right? Keep watching. There is at no point in time you know everything. I promise you. I did makeup for 7 years, skincare for 3. I do not know everything, and I do not pretend to. There will be times when you can just say, this feels so good. I don't even know what it's doing. Start there. Because people are like, wait, what is it doing? And then the next day you're like, okay, so I told you I didn't know what it was doing, but that it felt good. I looked up a couple of the ingredients, and did you know this does this, and this does this? Does anybody else have these problems, or is it just me? Right? I always have noted and then tell them straight up that I have them. Yes, people don't care. Because honestly, especially if what you're looking to is build your referral program and not just customers, people want to know that they think they can do it, right? So the more of kind of a mess I am, the more not put together I am, the better it is. It's crazy. We're always learning, always learning. Be honest, be yourself. Yes, yes. So that kind of brings me into my next thing of consistency through your authentic self, right? Let me just make sure that I didn't forget anything too crazy. Oh, I did. So the flip side of education. Don't spend so much time learning that you're not doing. Okay? We want to do. It's very important. That's really what I want you to take away from education. Be yourself. If you try to do a live just like me, it's not going to work. It's not at all, because here's the thing is I did those lives for 7 years every single day. You won't catch me live very much here recently because I think that it kind of shifted to where lives weren't being watched, but here's why. TikTok became so popular. And those were, at first, less than a minute video, right? Like you're watching it for 6 seconds, 8 seconds, 12 seconds, 20 seconds, right? So then no one wanted to watch an hour and a half live. Who has time for that? Back in the day, yeah, I could have 20 or 30 people on a live and hundreds of people watching even after that, right? So lives kind of trended down. I think kind of they're coming back a little bit because people are keeping them shorter, right? A 5 to 20 minute live, that's super cool. I'm missing all this. I need to start focusing on TikTok. TikTok is my very favorite, but until I kind of funnel them into my Instagram and Facebook, I don't really get sales there because that's not what I want that for. I want that for people to get to know me personally and then kind of get into the other areas of what I do. Oh, my ducks are not in a row. No. The ducks are definitely wandering. I am most of the time kind of herding kittens around, and it's completely fine. Man, I lose train of thought so easily. But anyways, let's see. I think I got all this. Just make sure that you are watching and learning from people who are where you want to be. And then go from there. Be yourself. During all of those lives, this is kind of where that consistency in your authentic self will come in. Number 2, what you want is to show people who you are. So during those lives that I did for 7 years, people got to know me. Because back then we did lives doing makeup for an hour, right? Hour minimum. Like, I had to wake up so early just to get my lives in, right? Do things when you have time. And I would honestly recommend keeping them way shorter, because if people catch the replay, they don't want to watch something for an hour. They want it a little bit quicker. Make sure you're giving good information, but also let people get to know you. The people that I have stayed in contact with the longest through my social media journey are people who I got to know on a more personal level. My Facebook page has always been public since I started social media, and I am very vulnerable on my social media, and that's okay. There are things that definitely you can keep private and keep to yourself, but the more you can share, the better, especially when it comes to things that people struggle with, serious things, funny things, whatever, but things that people are struggling with, right? During those lives, I talked a lot about how hard motherhood was for me. It's literally not for the weak, and it was really, really difficult. I had a really, really terrible co-parenting situation that just wrecked all parts of my life, and I talked a lot about that. And here's what happened when I did that, is I connected with other people that were going through that. I felt less alone in those situations, and those lives almost became an outlet for me with people who cared. And guess what happens when people care? They trust you. And then you tell them the skincare is amazing, it can change your life, and they trust you, right? Because they care about you, they love you, and they want to see the things that work in your life work in their life, and all of those things, right? On those lives, I talked about motherhood. I talked about my finances. I have shared so many times in the beginning of my social selling journey, my bank account was negative $800 every single month, and it sucked bad, and people related to that, right? I talked about my husband and I going through marriage counseling during a really, really hard time of our life, and I talked about the books we read, the things we did that worked, and people related to that. Because you know what? I am not the first person to say marriage is hard. I am not the first person to say that kids are hard. I am not the first person to experience hard financial whatevers, right? I am not the only person experiencing that. So here's the thing, is if you don't feel comfortable with those things, what is something, right? Are you a sports mom? Can you talk about the struggles in that? Can you talk about what you eat for dinner on those busy nights, right? Let's be personal, right? Today in my memories, there was a post that started with, my boobs are all over the place. That's how it started. And then you had to click see more, right? Because that's how Facebook does. Everyone clicks see more. There's like 150 comments on this post. But the post was, my boobs are all over the place. I've started like fast walking, kind of starting to jog, would love to get into running. But literally, what sports bras are we wearing? Is affordable and good an option, or do I have to pay $1 million to get the girls to be okay when I jog? Like, what are some things like that? Like, John talked about some really fun interactive posts about, you know, what you're watching on Netflix, those types of things. But what are some, y'all, I am not playing. I ask the internet all the things. Hey, ladies, where are we getting underwear from these days? Because I need to know, right? Hey, ladies, what are we doing about this? Hey, ladies, have you got your mammogram? Do you know how many women, when I turned 40, I videoed my whole experience of, not the experience, but walking in, how lovely the office was, my thoughts about it. I shared all that. Do you know how many women went and got their very first mammogram at 40 because, you know, they're my age and they're my friends, and they were scared and they didn't want to, but I somehow made it acceptable to go do and talk about the awareness that it brought to breast cancer. I mean, you guys, be personal. I'm telling you, when you think that you're boring, that nothing you have to say is going to matter, I just live this, like, you know, when John reads my bio, I'm like, man, that girl is interesting. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Whenever I started social selling, I lived in a house, and I wasn't like passionately following my dreams of living in a camper full time and camp hosting and talking about all the next things, right? I was just trying to literally survive motherhood and being a wife and working full time and doing social selling. I was just trying to survive all that, right? But there were still things that I could share with the internet without just crumbling all the time, right? We could talk about all the things. So if you're not scared of what people think, which if you're in social selling, you just can't be. I have a friend who constantly messages me, she's like, you're so good at this, and I feel like I suck. Can you just give me like a couple pointers on how I can be better at this? And I was like, girl, stop caring what people think. Like, we both own Jeeps, and she's like, you always look so perfect. How, like, I can't do that. And I'm like, girl, did you see the story that my hair was so disheveled? I'm like, a couple things. I need rubber bands. I need a wig, like all this things, right? Like, I need serious help. And you don't have to be perfect. So if you think, well, I don't want to do it in my stories with my skincare because I don't have my makeup on and I don't look this way, or my hair doesn't look this way, or I'm just in my role, or no one cares. And actually, the more of a train wreck you look like, the better off you're going to be, because people are like, okay, we're sitting outside. And my husband's like, honey, can you stop talking for a sec? I'm telling him a story. He goes, honey, can you stop talking for a minute? I need to know what's going on with your hair in this story. You think he's the only person that did that? No, they see my hair all disheveled from riding in a Jeep with no rubber band, no anything, and it was insane. What are some things, like really think about, what is something that you struggle with that you would like to share with the internet? Because here's the thing, I don't really believe that we are given these struggles and hardships just so that life is hard. I think that we are meant to navigate and find our way successfully out of them so that we can help and share our experiences with other people. You guys, so many of you commented on how gorgeous my hair is, isn't it? It's so pretty. Y'all, it's a wig, okay? It's a wig. After I got COVID, I lost all of my hair in bald patches, and it was pretty traumatic, and I shared every bit of that journey with the internet because I didn't know people were losing their hair from COVID. I didn't know that was a thing, right? Until I posted, and I'm like, what? Why is this happening? And then, you know how many more people I networked with? How many more people trusted me? How many more people did everything? And then literally I started a wig business that made me money, and I got to help women feel confident and beautiful and lovely again, where we struggled so badly. That's crazy, right? That's so crazy. So you guys, here's the thing. You're gonna have to show up every single day. A mental health, autism mama. Yes, so you're sharing those things, right? You're talking about those things. Because here's the thing, is if someone goes to your wall and all they see is sales, they don't want to be your friend. They probably unfollow you. They know you're just trying to sell. So even then, when someone messages you and it was like, hey, how are you? And I'm just like, ugh, what do they want to sell me? And I'm in social selling, and I love that. But they haven't built a relationship with me. They don't care about me. They didn't ask me how I was feeling about losing all my hair. They didn't ask me, personal things to really get to know me. And it's just the hey girl message, and you're like, yeah, they're selling me something. I don't want to do that, right? We don't want to be those people either. So we want to get to know ourselves, but then also we want to pay attention to others and what they're going through. Because there's a lot of times that we can relate to someone, and that can be, hey, I saw your post about hair loss, and I just want to tell you, I went through that, and here's some things I did to help. And I know you're not going to want to hear this, but cutting all my hair into like the old grandma hairstyle was the best thing I did. And I know you don't want to hear that, but it helped me, and wearing wigs has saved my life, right? Yeah, we don't want to be irritating and impersonable, but we get to know people, and that can even almost be a cold message, right? Because you're like, hey, I saw your post. I know we haven't chatted before, but I went through this. I would love to be a support system for you, right? And maybe they'll buy wigs from me, or maybe they'll they'll go to Walmart and buy the hair oil that I recommended, or I'll send them a link from Amazon, which I get paid from Amazon, so that works out too, right? But I'm helping people, and I care about people, and I'm just being authentically me. But also, because I've shared so much of different parts of my journey, I still get messages to this day. Hey, what is that book that you talked about that you and your husband read that you say literally saved your marriage? Do you know how many people I've told about that book? Tons. Do you know how many people have messaged me about, I just got a message within the last month of a girl who said, hey, I know that you went through some stuff with co-parenting. Can you just tell me how you survived that? Yes, I can. Right? We want to be our authentic self, okay? We have to show up every single day, but as our authentic self, I can't show up every day and say, hey, here's this moisturizer, you should get it. Hey, here's this product that, well, in my mind I'm thinking I don't even like or use, or, okay, here's the perfect example. When John sent me my box, there were 3 serums in there. There was one for acne, one for skin brightening, and one for hydration. I think that I can say all that because you've already announced them, but I didn't use the acne because I don't have acne. However, I would love my skin to be brighter, and I would love for my skin to be more hydrated, because my esthetician keeps telling me that I need a hyaluronic acid serum, which I'm using and I bought from Amazon, but I don't know. So I'm like, I'm definitely using those 2 things, and look, my skin actually is glowing, so I think it's working. But I'm not going to get on the internet and be like, oh my gosh, you guys, I just got this acne serum and you should use it because it's so good. I absolutely love it. Do you see how clear my skin is from using it? That is a bold-faced lie, because I don't have acne. It definitely didn't clear anything up. You don't do that, right? You want to be your authentic self. Promote the things that you love and don't the things that you don't. Let's see here. So I really want us to kind of brainstorm together. What are some things that you maybe, Ashley just bought her first house, and I love that she talked kind of about the journey, and she talked about how she fixed her credit. Do you think other people struggle with that? Of course they do, right? That was something personal that she didn't have to share, but that she did, right? So what are some things that you could share that may help you connect with other people? Because in your consistency, it has to be authentic, or it's a waste of time. 20% more hydrating. Okay, so see, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. And apparently my esthetician doesn't either. Man. Yeah. I did tell John today, I was like, I really love the products that he had sent me. I need to just try them all, because I don't know why I haven't yet. Honestly, I don't know why. Because I have no real reason. I just haven't. But I'm going to. And I'm excited to kind of learn more about all the things. He just added me to the insider group with all of the products. If you guys haven't went through all the slides, the product information, I don't know what you're doing. Literally pick one. If you don't know all the things, pick one and learn something. And literally, if you don't know, I guarantee if you message Brittany or John and be like, hey, can you just tell me something really special about this, because I don't have a lot of time to research it. She's going to tell you, hey, this product is better than this in hydration, right? Cat mom? Yes. Okay. So that's perfect. That is literally perfect. How many people will connect with that? Okay. So I wanted to kind of touch a little bit on one of the things John said during his thing, and it was what we're posting and how we're attracting. Because with me building organically, I wanted to attract a certain type of person, right? I wanted to attract kind people, people who believed in the empowerment and validation of just humans, right? I could talk more about my journey as a small business owner, living a state away from my family, dog dead. Yes, John, yes. People struggle with that. How is it not being next to family? Because I don't know about that, right? Because I literally live a minute from my mom and like 7 from my sister. We're very close and we don't get far from each other, right? So, but there will be other people that struggle with that, right? So we want to attract a certain kind of person, right? So what he said is there are certain things he doesn't talk about on his page. There's certain things he does. Right now, it is definitely a political year, so you're going to see lots of that. And here's the thing. This is your social media. So how are we going to grow? What kind of people do you want? Do you want all of a certain political party? Do you want all of a certain religion? Do you want all of whatever? Or do you want a variety of people, right? Because here's the thing is you can talk about certain things, and that's going to either attract or get people away from you. And you have to decide what's important. I have friends who have built their whole platforms on politics, and they're in social selling and have done amazing, right? Because they've attracted all those people. And if that is something that is truly passionate, then you should do that. Otherwise, I would recommend probably staying away from things like that. On my page, I definitely tell people that I believe in God because I love to attract those kinds of people. And people who are kind or nice or just decent humans don't seem to care one way or another what people believe. I do believe in God, but I don't care if you don't. You know what I mean, kind of thing. But there's a lot of people that are just hateful, mean, cruel, whatever. Those people aren't going to come to my page, right? And that's okay, because I don't want them there, right? We don't want just everyone. Mental health as well. Yes. You live right next door to your mom. I love how close you guys are, for sure. But we want to make sure we're attracting the people that we want, because this is our page. And like John had talked about just being kind of exhausted with like the commenting. It's not exhausting if it's people that you love, that you care about, and topics that you really want to talk about, right? Today I talked about being able to do this today. And all these people love me. And one of my replies to one of the comments, because I could just get emotional talking about it, is I hope that these people love me as much as the community I have built on social media, right? Because I have built that. I built that through being authentic, by talking about things that mattered to me and that I felt like mattered to other people, right? Things that we all struggle with. We all struggle with mental health. What if you said, this is really hard? And sometimes you're going to talk about it as if I've already done it and this is what worked. But there will be other times where you're like, this is really hard. What have you guys done to help with this? Because I'm struggling, right? I remember talking to my audience about my mammogram, and then I remember getting that call that it wasn't normal and I needed to come back in, and I had to share that with my audience because we had already talked about the whole process, right? That was part of it. So then I was sharing in the thick of this, like, oh my gosh, this is really scary. I am not loving this. And there were so many people that reached out and said, this happened to me, but don't worry. Another person reached out to me and was like, put a crystal in your bra. This is going to help. Another person reached out to me and was like, it's a full moon tonight. Drink moon water. There was more people reaching out to me saying, I'm going to pray for you. I mean, my whole community rallied around me. And do you know how amazing that was? So here's the thing. Be authentic. Either say, I did not talk about my marital problems while we were going through it because it was so hard that I thought we were going to be divorced, right? I didn't talk about that. I mean, I was probably more emotional. My post probably directed towards some of that maybe sometimes. Maybe there was a lack of my husband's presence on there. But I didn't talk about it during that time. But once we had gotten great, I said, we went through this. These are the things that happened. These are the things we did. These are the things that helped. And I love being able to help people with that. That was me being authentic. Do you know how many people found me from all these different situations that now buy from my current company, buy from my affiliate links, buy from my Amazon storefront, like because they trust me and they love me as a human, right? So what do you have to offer other people that will in turn make them love you as a human and you love them? Because this girl who had like one best friend and literally is so introverted. I still am an introvert. That doesn't change, right? But I forced myself to do hard things. My mantra forever was, we do hard things, we do brave things, we do scary things. We do them. So if you're scared of the lives, I don't care. Your paycheck cares. Your friends care. You're promoting a product, especially if you are doing skincare. You are promoting a product that changes people's lives. when I was able to stop wearing makeup everywhere that I went, my life changed. When I wasn't spending an hour on my makeup trying to cover up all the unevenness and redness and dry, all of that, my life changed. What if someone hadn't shared that with me? What if someone that I didn't love and trust already hadn't shared that with me? What if it was just somebody? Because, I mean, you know how many products you're offered a day, right? I mean, there's somebody in my messenger every day wanting me to try something. But I don't know them. I don't trust them. I don't care about them. I don't know them, right? So what if the girl who shared my current company with me hadn't, thumbs up, that thing. What if they hadn't shared it in such a way that I could hear it, right? If you could only share one thing that I've learned from you, it's that saying right there, we do hard things. We do hard things. And at the end of the day, you just have to know how special and how important and how lovely you are, really. Because if you can't believe in who you are, how will you share your authentic self? How will you be consistent in that? How will you do that? If you can't find the things you've overcome, the things that you've gotten better at. I love that Ashley shares a lot about her mental health journey, and not just when it's good. She shares when it's hard. She talks about it. People love her because of that, right? We don't want to see perfect people. So stop waiting to be perfect, waiting to be better at lives, waiting to be less nervous, waiting for whatever it is. Do it, and do it authentically, okay? Do it with energy and do it with love, because that's what people want to see. They want to see your heart. They want to see what matters to you. And they want to just really know that you care. They don't exist, but you guys, the internet is so deceiving. Within the last month, 2 of my friends who have been married, like almost 20 or 20 plus years, are getting divorced, and I had no idea they had problems. Their Facebook looked perfect. Their family looked perfect, right? I don't want anyone to be shocked with what happens next in my life. I don't. I want them to know that literally anything can happen, that life is hard, and I'm going to tell them that constantly. And I am definitely a glass half full person, but literally I got this tattoo. It is actually in Italian, but what it means is let shit go. And I got that because life is really freaking hard, but we're letting it go. We don't care about it. We're moving forward. We are loving people. We're loving life. We're loving the products we promote. We love it. It was about no one is perfect. That is so funny. That is so crazy. I love when God sends some confirmation your way. You're like, oh, I don't know about that. People on the internet look pretty perfect. And then someone's like, yeah, they're not, right? One of my favorite sayings, yes, let shit go. So I got mine in Italian because I read Eat, Pray, Love, a chapter a day, every single day, year round. And in one of them, they asked the woman, why do you want to learn Italian? And she said, because I deserve something beautiful. So let shit go, because I deserve something beautiful, just meant a lot. Hi, Dred. And also, if you're waiting for the perfect space or place or anything to do lives, it doesn't. This is my kitchen. I live in a camper. This my phone is resting on a whiskey glass. And sorry, it gives people hope to know that they are not the only one. Maybe you could have this conversation outside. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yes, I'm kicking you out. There's better things ahead. That's one thing I always remember about you. Eat, Pray, Love, and Gilmore Girls. Yes, Eat, Pray, Love, and Gilmore Girls. Oh, yeah, Gilmore Girls. First day of fall, every year we start it because seasonal depression is real, and Gilmore Girls doesn't make me sad. Like, somebody recommended that I watch This Is Us. Don't. If your mental health is not top tier, don't. But Gilmore Girls, all the time, it makes me so happy, and I love it, and it gets me through winter. So we start on the first day of fall, and then it gets me through like December and January, and then it's just real. So yeah, that's me sharing my authentic self. Seasonal depression is real. How many people face it? Probably all of us. Okay, let me know if you guys have questions. I'll ramble here for a minute. I'll see if you have any questions. But yes, Eat, Pray, Love. is my favorite. I love it. Gilmore Girls is my favorite. I love it. I mean, so much so that I got a tattoo in Italian that no one can read but me. But it definitely says La Candela alla Morte, and I'm not Italian, so I don't say it well. But yeah, that's it for me. I just really want to reiterate, get educated. Whatever that looks like, whatever that means, get educated, because people won't trust you or take your referrals as a truth if you're not educated about it. I cannot get through This Is Us. Who Wants to Cry? Yes! Yes. Who would recommend me watch this show? And they don't know my OCD that now I can't quit. First day of fall, we're quitting that. We are quitting that. Yes, so it's a wig. It is definitely 100% a wig. I wear wigs because I don't want to fix my hair all the time. And after COVID, when I lost it, it was pretty traumatic and emotional, and I refuse to let hair be that negative emotion ever again. So I wear really fun wigs, and it makes my heart happy. And that is me being authentic with people, telling them that it was hard, what I went through, and it got better. And that's how life usually is, right? It's hard, and then it gets better. But it got better through learning, and the learning is what we want to teach other people, right? So I hope that you guys got something from this. I hope that I didn't just ramble. I literally had a million notes all throughout. Like, I had pages of a Word document that I condensed into this, but really, be educated and be consistent. It's not hard, but it will be hard to be consistent, because being consistent on anything is hard. But I love you guys. I love your journey. I love that you took time to do this, because this is part of the education. You've spent a whole weekend being educated, and now we're going to do. We can't just keep looking for education. Take any one thing that you learned and talk about it in your stories. Talk about it on a live, whatever it is. Stories are easy. I like Instagram because they have more options there, and you can forward them to Facebook. So my Instagram and my Facebook stories are the same. But you could take something from anything that you took notes on in your book and share that. You guys, you can do this. I love you, and I hope that you have an amazing, literally, rest of your life. I'm always on my stories. It's like a diary for me. I feel like I should start it Dear Diary. Yesterday, someone commented on my post about my kind of date day with my husband. I love seeing all the details in your stories. Yeah. Stories are where the details are at, where the juice is at, where the fun is at. And I think more people are looking through stories versus scrolling a wall. So keep that in mind also. But if you guys have questions, you can message me or comment here, and I will see you guys later. Bye.